dumb, stupid, idiotic, chaotic, insane, ignorant, unintelligent, brainless, mindless, puzzling, bewildering. Girl, what? These are some of the adjectives that come to mind after I sat up here and watched Martell Holt and his pet mistress, Arionne Curry, quote unquote, interviewing Marsau's alleged side chick. Y'all meet me after the intro. I got something to say.
I could be so good to you. 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 I could be so good to you.
What up, my besties? It's your girl Sheridan, and I'm back with yet another video. Hey, y'all. First of all, thumbs up the video. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all, I had to put down my podcast for a moment and pick up my commentary hat because, my God, when I saw from Scotty by Nature, hey, Scotty, when I saw from his channel that Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville and his pet mistress, Arionne, we're going to be interviewing Marsau's supposed mistress, I was appalled and I knew I had to watch it. So first of all, I want to apologize to my besties who don't know me for this type of talking. They know me for being a church girl. And I'm still going to be that. But I got to give the commentary on this because this is utterly ridiculous. For those who don't know, I did interview Carlos King at the top of the Love and Marriage DC. Is it DC? No. Love and Marriage Detroit season this year. So make sure y'all check out this interview. And now we're going to talk about this. So I want to start off talking to Arionne Curry because she's so excited. So this is her moment. This is her shine. This is her season. This is her, baby, this is her time. Arionne, Martell has made you a lot of things in this life. He done made you a side chick. He's made you a public laughingstock. He's made you thirsty, a wannabe, a nursing school dropout. But there are two things that he has not made you. Number one is a Holt. You ain't a wife, baby. And number two is a good interviewer. Girl, you are trash. You are the pits. Both of y'all are hot, sizzling, discarded, molded, mildewed trash. And I'm sick of the two of you. I want Amazon to abolish microphone and microphone stands immediately. This was a great value version of a Tasha K interview, and you people make me sick. So, let's start with the interview. Arionne calls this girl beautiful, and for the life of me, I don't know why, it made me fall out. Not because she's not beautiful, that's up to the person looking at her, but you've been calling her and people like her linebackers for years, but today in her face, she's beautiful? Arionne. So Arionne asked the girl, when did y'all meet? The mistress, who I'm going to refer to the lady in the black, Marsau's alleged mistress. I'm going to refer to her as the mistress, even though she and Arionne have that seat. The mistress looked utterly confused. She literally started glitching as if to say, girl, we ain't rehearsed that today in rehearsal. So Arionne changed the question and said, well, where did y'all meet? And the lady said, at a local bar. She said they got to know each other fast. And I want to pause and ask, which bar? Name of it, street, immediately. Where is the evidence? This whole interview was filled with nothing but hearsay, no evidence. And why can't she answer, when did y'all meet? Moving on. She says they met and hung out either the day before or the day after they met at a night bar. She still don't know when. She can't even tell you when they first hung out. The lady said she was thinking Marsau could have been the one. Girl, what? So Martell is smiling throughout the interview. And when the girl said she thought Marsau was handsome, Martell stops her and basically ejects. Oh, wait a minute. You said he was handsome? Sis. Martell. Sis. Shut up. I'm sick of you. So the lady says she met Marsau at his business, Credit, and Martell helps her out. Credit One. That's Maurice's business. And you want to know why he had to help her? It's because of the narrative that has come up on Love and Marriage Reunion a couple years ago that after hours at Credit One, it's party time. So Martell wanted to keep that going. Got it. She said Maurice was hanging out with her friend, but not like that. And what threw me completely off is if you are Marsau's mistress, surely you would be able to know his name. She keeps calling this man Marcel. Who is that? Who is Marcel? I would have edited that out, but whoever edited this, which I'm assuming is Arionne, clearly does not have any experience. The mistress says she didn't know he was married, but she knew he had somebody. Okay, like that makes it better. She said that Maurice was their alibi. So Arionne the whole time is giving me pick me energy because she thinks her standards are so much better than this girl's. So the mistress says she knew early on that Marsau was married, but she didn't make vows with him. She literally said, why do people go after the women when the man is the one who makes the vows? And Arionne said that she used to think like this too before she grew. Girl, you ain't grew nowhere. Not an inch of growth. Nowhere. Maybe your sideburns grew, but that's about it. Jesus. And I cannot stand women with this ideology. No morals, no moral ground, just nasty, willing to be with whoever for whatever, whenever. Get thee behind me, Satan. The thing that surprised me the most is Arionne really thinks she's a victim with this whole her, Melody, and Martell triangle. And girl, what? So the mistress said Marsau said he wasn't leaving his wife for her, which confused me because she also said she didn't expect him to. And she also said they were just having a good time, but earlier said she really liked him. These are the inconsistencies I'm talking about in this interview. It's really upside down, round and round, you turning me. Like, what is going on? I just want y'all to get Sheila, whatever her name is, get her off my screen. So Martell asks if he wined and dined her. Let's pause. This girl is sipping on a glass of wine. He said, yeah, that's that Inez wine. Why don't you have it, Martell? He's trying his best to advertise this wine, and I know it's nasty, with your $50 shipping. Oh, my God. So, Martell asked if Marsau wined and dined her, and I'm like, sir, again, with you being a horrible interviewer, she said he was only bringing her to Credit One. So stick to trying to get a builder's license because you can't even interview worth a darn. You're not even listening, Holt'S. They say Maurice, Marsau, and Martell go on a trip to Vegas. They go on a lot of boys' trips. Marsau allegedly flew this girl out, but he the only one that flew out a girl? Okay. So this is a guy's trip. And this is while Melody and Martell were married. So this puts a little timing on something, right? So prior to 2020, I guess. And while he was with Arionne, though, Arionne asked, what did you tell your wife, Martell, about where you were going? And he said, I told her it was a guy's trip. And she said, what did you tell me? Arionne is literally using this interview to try to see if the man who was cheating on his wife with her was cheating on her too. Is this the Twilight Zone or not? So, Mistress said Marsau encouraged her to talk to a wealthy white man, and she was offended by that. This is why they was at the club. She was offended by that. Arionne says it's because they had been smashing at Credit One without a bed, as if to say Arionne's standards were somehow so much better because at least Martell had her in a bed down at the Lorraine Motel where Martin Luther King died. Girl. Martell supposedly on this trip had his own room, but this girl said she was in a room with Marsau. And at this point, she's pronouncing it Marsau. And the reason why she's pronouncing it like that is because that's how it was spelled on the email that they gave her about this interview when they hired her as an actress. Anyway, she said she had sex with both brothers. She had sextivities with both brothers. And I'm thinking one then the other. But no, honey, this lady is alleging that they had a choo-choo on her. So let me run this back. You're telling me that on this trip, when he told you to holler at the white man, you were offended. But you weren't offended by having a choo-choo with his brother. You were upset about the colonizer, but not being offered up to his brother. Child, you cannot make this stuff up. Are you well? So Arionne takes this as an opportunity to interrogate Martell and see if he was cheating on her in Vegas. And, I already told y'all this. Listen, y'all see, because I got in this picture on the screen, Arionne sitting profile, right? Y'all see that hook in the back of Arionne's head? I just want y'all to know it's filled with air. Completely empty. Anyway, this woman says she spent $200 to $300 on the Vegas trip that she shouldn't have had to spend. And I'm thinking to myself, $200 to $300, what was you there for? 5 hours? The girl said she had to buy bags and food. And I'm like, at Vegas, you only spend $200 to $300? Girl. She also said Marsau bought her something from Ross. Tisha's getting homes built, but you're shopping at Ross. My God, today and tomorrow. So she said that she demanded once they got back to Alabama, because Martell is allegedly telling Marsau on the trip, man, you flew her out here, you got to pay for stuff. Man, you flew her out here, you got to pay for stuff. Girl, what? Make it make sense. So this was to make Martell look better. Okay, we'll talk about it. So, she demanded Marsau reimburse her. I guess he didn't respond to her. And she then looks him up and saw that he was married. But girl, I thought you said earlier that you knew early on that he was married. Huh? So then once he didn't want to give her $200 to $300 that she spent. And girl, what kind of bags was you getting in that budget? You look homely on here. So I was wondering, what was you looking like in Vegas? Anyway, she got upset and told him that she would tell his wife. And she said that Marsau, this hussy, had the nerve to look on camera and tell us that Marsau said that he would kill her if she dropped down on him. Girl, what? Listen, we have seen Marsau fight outside at Madani, and he was fighting Swole Martell. He had on his good girdle that day. I know from that fight that he ain't threatening you, not with your life. No. Marsau ain't out here threatening to kill people. Come on now. Anyway, Arionne calls Tisha a linebacker. And I just want to pause and say Tisha is literally beautiful and not at all a linebacker. Her body is amazing. And I'm sick of Arionne and her sideburns. She also calls Tisha slow for mating with a cheater, but she's the real dingbat because she's with Martell, the chiefest of cheaters. Jamie That's Me asked on Twitter, what did Tisha do to this girl to have her call her these things? And my answer is very obvious. She stayed married. She hates this lady for being two things that she is not. Number one, rich, and number two, a wife. Tisha, earlier today, about an hour before this came on, was showing us the foundation of her family's home, their property. The foundation is being built today. The most Arionne has shown us is her giving her baby a popsicle at 6 a.m. Tragedies are yet commonplace. So Arionne asked this lady, what's her advice for women who are dealing with a married man? And when I tell y'all, my head almost went rolling down a river. Not you asking folks for whole advice. So Martell tries to clean it up because he's trying to push a narrative that this girl was falling for Marsau. This girl can't give advice or a timeline, can't pronounce his name, and I can't get back the time I spent watching this for y'all. So y'all better thumbs up the video. Now Martell puts in the comments something, and I want to bring it up on the screen. One sec. As you guys can see, Martell put in his comment section on Instagram, y'all asked Marsau Scott, what are her non-negotiables again? With a thinking emoji and a laughing emoji. And you know what's crazy? You still, Martell, I'm talking to you, have not brought on an ounce of proof that this man is cheating on his wife. I don't even know if she was in Vegas. Ain't a picture, ain't a video, no evidence. Just hearsay, no evidence. But I will tell you this, Tisha, stay with your man. I don't care if Marsau had a different woman lined up for each day of the week. That does not change, Martell, who you are and whom we have known you to be. This interview, much like you, was a failure. You can't do nothing right. You can't speak right. You can't sneak right. You can't build right. You can't get a license right. You can't be messy right. You can't interview right. You can't write. This interview, if we can call it that, was the pits, and it changes nothing. Arionne ended the video by saying this, honey.
Thank you for reaching out. We hope that we have created a safe place for women who have dealt with men, married, just whatever situation that you did. And we just want to thank you so much for coming to sit down. The table is open for our next guest.
Girl, you ain't got no table. This is stupid. Number one, I don't believe this lady reached out to you. Number two, you want to create a safe space for whores? Baby, I wish y'all would call this what it is. A Dumb and Dumber production. Poor editing and a room with no furniture. Do better. Arionne, do better. Martell, do better. Sound off in the comments. I can't wait to meet y'all there. Bye.